So welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, Kelsey Wickstrum. How you doing, Kelsey?
Good. I'm great. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
I know what it's like having a teenager. You've got to base your life around them. Yeah, it's tough times.
Right. I know he was ordered to stay quiet for a little while. Don't be running around causing problems. So we'll see how long that lasts.
Is he one of these that's glued to like the PlayStation or the Xbox or?
No, I mean, I try to keep him kind of limited on that. You know, at this age group, that's what most of his friends are doing.
Yeah.
But we try to really be as active as possible. You know, he's kind of my little road dog. So I try to keep him as busy as I can. With COVID, that got tough, you know, but things are changing for the better, I think, finally. So we're able to get out and do a lot more, which has been nice. So
because he's one that sort of, does he come to the gym with you when you go to the gym?
He does.
Like that?
Yeah, most of the time, unless sports are slowly opening back up for the kids around here. So he's kind of started getting back to a schedule of his own, you know? So, but most of the time before, he was just coming with me. Yeah.
So what sports is he into? Does he like?
He likes wrestling.
Okay.
Wrestling right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's played some basketball. He's done football, but wrestling is his favorite, and they're slowly working their way back. Started holding some practices the last few months, so he's got to kind of get back into it, which has been nice.
Yeah. So he's followed mum in some respects, because you were, if we go back, MMA was one of your things that you were doing to start with, was sort of the ground and pound grapple style.
Yeah, I did a bit of MMA with the amateurs. And I love grappling. That's an art in itself. And so, yeah. I mean, when he was younger and I had started it, he was wrestling a lot back then. So it was kind of cool to roll around with him a little bit, you know. Now he's getting really big, so
yeah,
he'd probably whoop me.
Yeah, it's kind of like, ease up a bit now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're hurting, Mom.
So when did it all start for you? Sort of what age were you when you kind of got into, because it was MMA, kickboxing, boxing, you've kind of evolved around the three, haven't you? When did it all sort of start for you?
Well, as far as the boxing goes, it's been almost 5 years now, but I had a friend that was doing private lessons and asked me to just come along one day and do a lesson with her, and I never stopped after that, honestly. I was at a really bad place in life, and so there was something about it that I'd never felt that kind of an outlet before. And it was just honestly life-changing for me. It gave me something to focus on, gave me a place for, you know, honestly, at that time, my anger, you know, pain, everything, you kind of left it there, and then felt weightless, you know, afterwards. So initially it became kind of therapy. And then it turned into passion and a love and an utter respect for the sport, you know, and it's an everyday part of my life now. I can't really go without it. So yeah, it's a big deal for me. Yeah.
So it kind of started as that, almost like a release type thing.
It was absolutely a release. Yeah. I mean, there's something drastically relieving about being in it's still a safe place, you know, but you get to let it all out, you know, and it's a safe aggression, you know. It's different. Yeah. I mean, I don't drink. I haven't drank since I started boxing. I mean, I changed my whole life around. It keeps me centered, it keeps me focused, and it keeps me in pretty good shape. Honestly. So
we spoke about that, and it was, you know, it's one of those things, you know, you've gone to the gym, you can see your dedication, you know. Some of the pictures you've had out on like bios and stuff like that, you know, I look at myself and I think I've got some catching up to do. But it's, yeah, when you put the work in, you get out of it, don't you? What you put in, you get out.
Totally.
And you're one person that's kind of so headstrong and determined at what you want to do and the goal you want to get to. And what a role model for your son. You know, that's something really special. So, yeah. No, and you say you started boxing sort of that 5 years ago. Was that into the amateurs? Did you go into the amateurs first?
Yeah. I started, just like I said, the first few months I was just kind of training, and then I kind of got that itch because I've been an athlete my whole life, my entire life, since I was 4 years old. And competition and the competition in yourself and being in bettering yourself has always been, an instilled thing for me. So once I got into it, it was kind of like you got that itch, like, well, I kind of want to see how I would do. I kind of want to compete. I want to get in there. First amateur fight, I got my nose broke. Probably the worst it's ever been broken. I mean, there was blood everywhere. It was pouring. I mean, I don't think it stopped bleeding for like 2 hours. My mom was in hysterics. I mean, like it was awful, but regardless, like that was the best time ever. I mean, it just
Mom, don't panic. I was like,
this. I'm fine, But
brilliant.
There was something so amazing about just stepping in that ring and knowing that it was just you versus the person that, across from you. And I was just like, I got to do that again, and then it just became an everyday drive to get better and better, because ultimately it is just getting better in yourself. Has nothing to do with the person across from me. It has to do everything to do with me. And this is the first individual sport, I guess, I've ever done. I've always been on, team sports, where you have people to depend on. But you're all alone in there, and then there's something really gratifying about that and coming out on top. And knowing that that was all you 100%, you have your coaches, you have your corners, and they're there to give you advice and to be supportive, but they're not in there fighting for you. That's all me. So it's really gratifying, to have that happen.
Yeah, it's taking that training, isn't it? And taking that instruction and whatever they give you in the corner to sort of prepare you, really. But as you say, it's solely down to you and that other person, to figure that out, figure out the game plan and work yours best into how you can counteract it and work through it. And we'll go straight into your fight, which was 21st of May on the Hardy versus Kamara card. And wow, what a card it was to begin with. A friend of the show was on there, Melissa St. Ville, who's an absolute gem.
Yes.
She came out, good performance. And then it was over to Kelsey. And it was kind of one of those moments. The two of you were, debuting, weren't you? Your opponent was debuting as well. Her name was Stevie Jane Coleman.
Stevie.
She was meant to be quite a tough individual, wasn't she? She was going into it. A lot of people thought she's going to be one to watch in the future as well. You were both kind of in the limelight, as it were. And what a fight! I was blown away, because you got to think, for us here, it was early in the morning, so I think I was up about 3 o'clock watching your fight. And,
oh my gosh!
Yeah, I'm mad, honestly. But what a fight! Real good dust up. 6 rounds, as you say. You literally, both of you had to come out the block, because you've got 6 rounds to impress or get the job done. And you both had the same idea, which was stand toe to toe and go for it. That no one took a backward step. It was a real, tough fight. For
it was
people that came for their first fight. Normally they sort of, sort of feel their way in, you know, but you two just shot out the block and, you know, and you were victorious. Let's put that in there as well. Brilliant fight. Absolutely brilliant. And anyone that watches you, I think you're one of those fighters where people are just going to go, do you know what, I'm going to watch her because it's guaranteed there's going to be a fight.
Yep.
You know, determination, grit your teeth stuff, bite down on the gum shield and get stuck in. Sort of fight, you know, you're not afraid to have a brawl with someone if you need to, but you also box really well as well. So
thank you.
You know, it was a really good fight. I really enjoyed it, as you can tell. But how did you see it? Because obviously your debut, were you nervous? What was your emotions sort of going to the ring?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course there's always nerves. I mean, that was a huge platform to have my debut on, you know, for starters. And I'm still so grateful to be given that opportunity to be on a card like that. But I knew going in, you know, nobody knew who I was. You know, it was a kind of a little joke I had with my coach, you know, I'm the nobody from nowhere, you know, my name hasn't really been out there. You know, I have a great support, you know, following here at home, but in Reading, I mean, boxing isn't a big, well-known thing up here, you know, so to go in there knowing that I was the underdog, and I mean, I saw the what is it? Like the statistics, basically the percentage of the win. I think it was like 7% me to 93% her. So, I mean, it was drastic, on people expecting me to lose 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of that was just because they couldn't really find much on me, didn't know a lot about me. And she is phenomenal. She had a really tremendous amateur career herself, you know, and so I knew it was going to be a tough fight. So yeah, you know, there's nerves, but for me, there was honestly pure excitement because I knew going against somebody of that caliber for my debut was only going to raise me to that level as well. You know, unfortunately, as fighters, sometimes we tend to lower our levels, you know, to someone who may not be as good. And so I knew fighting someone like her, I was gonna bring my A game because I was gonna have to bring my A game. So the nerves were there for sure.
A profile boost as well. You know, as you say, a great card to be involved with. Great promotion to be under, and the fight as well. That was the thing. It was a really good fight to watch, and it captured the eye. And a lot of people turned around and went, "That stole the show." You know, it was a really good fight. You know, the main event, everyone was kind of like, you know, oh, we can't wait to see Hardy, because that's what it was all about. But
absolutely,
when you came out, it was almost like, we've got two girls here. We don't really know what to expect from either of them. I came out and delivered. And to be fair, both your profiles came out really well from that. You know, she had a loss, but, you know, during your career, who really has a naught these days? It's kind of, you know, but yeah, so what's next? What's kind of next for you? When are you hoping to sort of get back out again?
Well, I mean, I'm the kind of person that I want to fight all the time, you know, and in the amateurs, like I said before, it was hard to get fights with my weight, but if I'd had the opportunity, I would have fought twice a month if I could. You know, it was, you know, of course, amateur is a little bit different. But, you know, for me, I'm hoping within the next couple months, you know, to have something lined up to where, you know, we're back in full swing of preparation. I mean, training never stops for me, to be completely honest with you. I'm always ready. You know, if I were to get a call, you know, in a couple weeks, you know, in theory, I'm confident in my cardio and how well I keep up on my training that I could take something if it came sooner. But, you know, with it now being in the pros, with that being a tough 6-round fight, You know, I think my coaches are wanting to at least give it a couple months, you know, really buckle down and work on the mistakes I did make, work on the things that need to be worked on, you know, before I get back in there again. So I'm hoping sometime this summer, you know, to have something set and lined up for sure.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. And it's, as I say, if anyone hasn't seen the fight, it's probably out on YouTube now. Somewhere.
It is. It was on YouTube quick, and that's yeah, quick. I mean, I flew home the next day, and by the time I got home, we were able to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Because I know you got home pretty quick, because I spoke to you, didn't I, just before you left?
Yeah. I was glad to fly home. I mean, it was a little rough, you know, wasn't much sleep after the fight with, you know, the adrenaline and everything afterwards, and then a long flight home, but I was ready to get home to my kids, so it was good.
No. Well, I really look forward to seeing you back in the ring again, and keep us posted if you get any fight news. And maybe one day we'll get you over here. We'll see where your career takes you. It's
absolutely.
It's one of those, and as you say, there's a lot of competition welterweight wise around the world.
Yes.
So it's you know, as you say, getting your name out there, keeping the training going, and just being prepared, isn't it, for when the call comes?
It really is, and I'm a firm believer in being ready at all times. I mean, the body obviously can't take, you know, being brutalized day in and day out, but you know, training is pretty solid and consistent here for me. So, you know, whatever does come next, you know, I'll be ready to take it regardless. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
No, definitely. Well, Kelsey, thank you very much for coming on. And
you're welcome.
As I say, wish you all the best for the future. Any fight news you get, give us a shout and let us know, and stay in touch, won't you? And
absolutely, I will. Thank you.
Tell your boy he can be a bit more noisy now.
I will. He's chomping at the bit, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, and you take care.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye. Well, Kelsey Wickstrum, great debut fight in May. If you get the chance to watch it, it is on YouTube, and what a fight it was. It was Wickstrum versus Coleman, two debutants going at it, and really went for it. Really good fight over 6 rounds. So give it a look, and get behind her, really support her. Really, really nice girl. So yeah, if you've liked what you've seen today, head over to YouTube, type in JG's Fight Talk, hit the subscribe button, and check out the rest of the content. And sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much.